but Derek Simonetti is not in any condition to compete. So, you have something to say?
Oh, I do. You see, all of you maggots and worms here in Beverly, Massachusetts, you truly fail to understand just who we are. Just who I am. You see, Chad knows something. He knows something deep down inside. He needs a reason to fight. And one reason is that if he doesn't come out here tonight, he is going to be ashamed to everyone here. He's not going to be able to prove to you all how good he is. In fact, he's going to show you how weak he truly is. But if that isn't enough, to get him out here, then I know something that truly will. If you don't come out here and face me like a man, then I guess you're just gonna go down as being ashamed to your dead father.
Oh, that's absolutely deplorable.
Billy! Don't you just wish you would be something to him?
What?
So get out of here!
This is the most despicable thing. This is the most despicable thing I have ever witnessed. The man's father passed away only 4 months ago, and here he is with the man's name written on his chest saying he's a failure to his own father. And from what I hear, Derek Simonetti cracked ribs in that opening contest.
That was not what's supposed to happen. Tradition yourself, Krueger. Again, unfortunately, Derek Simonetti cannot make it out here. We're going to have an alternate to this place.
Oh, boy.
All right, I think Derek Simonetti's heard enough. I think you could have broken every bone in his body, and he wasn't not going to come out for this match.
He does not look very happy, and I wouldn't be either. This is not about a trophy right now. It's about pride.
I don't think Atlee Green wants to let this happen on his watch. Here comes Ryan Andrews. He's the leading knight here at the Elks Lodge. If there's a waiver issue or a liability issue, it's going to fall into his lap if something really terrible happens here tonight. Looks like a decision's been made.
You know what? Against my better judgment, Derek Simonetti is going to fight!
Atlee Green opening the gate, and Derek Simonetti going right for the jugular.
Good Lord. This is going to hurt. It's going to hurt a little.
Say what you want about professional wrestling. He is pounding the knots into his forehead and scratching at the chest of Jack Krueger, trying to get his father's name off of his chest. Referee Red Rocher going to try and break this up.
This is uncomfortable to watch.
The crowd doesn't know what to do right this second.
Well, it's a very gray area here, Joe.
Jack Krueger turning his back to Derek Simonetti. This could be a mistake.
I would think so.
And he's elbowing him in the neck as hard as he can.
Jesus.
Cracked ribs, broken ribs. Like I said, you could have broken every bone in this man's body and he would have still come out here and fight. Right in the stomach, right in the rib cage, and a kidney shot by Jack Krueger.
You got to imagine the referee's got to be pretty lenient about this match.
Which can go both ways, because clearly these two are going to be doing some heavy-duty stuff to one another. And out to the floor, and Jack Krueger's leg is caught. It's a double-edged sword. You got to let these guys fight it out, but you still got those two monkeys on the outside.
I think his leg's caught.
Derek Simonetti going to take advantage of this, kick him right in the knee. Krueger finding his way out of a bad predicament.
For now, anyway.
Oh, until he leaves the building, I'm pretty sure he's in danger.
Well, as long as he's got those two guys on the outside, I mean, the Hatter and Bam are just...
I've seen Simonetti take down bigger and more. I'm not worried about that right now.
Right now, everything's going the way of Derek Simonetti with those big ham hocks smashing into his skull, but
hands
for how
like
long?
Hands like a frying pan and right for the eyes. If Krueger wants to play the smart game, he needs to pick Simonetti apart and aim after those bad ribs and right out to the floor. Why won't the referee do anything about backing off these two cronies out here on the floor?
You're going to tell them? I'm not. They're scary.
Oh!
I think Jack Krueger knew what he was in for. I mean, the man wrote his dad's name on his chest.
He may have written his own death warrant with that one tonight, for sure.
I mean, we knew he had a couple screws loose, but yeesh.
But you know what? You gotta give the Maniacal one credit. He's definitely playing the psychology game.
Oh.
But Simonetti, as always, is playing the brute force card. That's a square post. He hit a corner. He hit an edge. That does not do well for your back or your equilibrium.
At this point, I don't think there's going to be a lot of wrestling holds. This seems to be everywhere.
For anybody that was expecting a beautiful technical contest, you can forget that right now. Simonetti trying to regain his bearings. And a foot right in the face. Krueger off the second rope, or the minor rent district.
The minor rent? Not as good as the high rent.
No. And still not as bad as the low rent district, which is just might as well just jump off the ring.
Is that considered affordable housing?
In this town? Yes.
Is this Suplex City?
This is not Suplex City.
Then what is it?
Beverly, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Jack Krueger keeping Simonetti on the ground with some elbows. And Simonetti headbutts him.
Well, this is definitely not something I would want to be doing right now.
These two are headbutting each other like dogs on the ground.
These two are going to concuss themselves. We're not even going to see a finish to this matchup.
I think, honestly, in the history of us calling Derek Simonetti matches, I think in this case you're going to have to kill the man. Krueger going for something, and Krueger goes out to the floor.
Ow. Oh, this can't be good.
Derek Simonetti looking to get them all with one whack, and a flying, sliding baseball dropkick slide.
Too many adjectives.
Yes, too many adjectives. We don't see that move enough, I think.
The sliding drop kick?
Oh, the baseball slide, dropkick slide.
Well, yeah, when you say it like that.
The reason why we don't see it. It's a grammatical nightmare.
Well, apparently the nightmare right now is for Jack Krueger.
And Derek Simonetti not focusing on holds, not focusing on keeping him down, focusing on striking. And Jack Krueger, gosh, what do you even call this submission?
I don't know, but it's effective.
But he's covering the mouth of Derek Simonetti.
How's he going to know he quits?
I think he's trying to put him to sleep. I think I just saw Derek mouth the words, "I can't breathe" to Red Rocher.
That's not good.
Crisis precipitates changes. Derek breaks the hold. And a heavy-handed frying pan of a chop to the chest and right back to the eyes by Jack Krueger.
Good Lord. You know, you haven't invested stock in Derek Simonetti. You want to see him come out on top, but this is...
But at what cost?
This might be too much.
Jack Krueger back up to the minor rent district, and a second rope diving double stomp to the spine of Derek Simonetti.
He's out. He's flat out.
You know, for the sake of his family who is sitting front row, I hope Derek just stays down. They don't need to see any more of this. Damn it.
He's just going to keep going.
Derek Simonetti's mother is the blonde sitting in the front row next to the woman in the referee shirt, and she does not look happy for her son.
Well,
Jack Krueger with the death blow. This could be it. That's what he finished off Doug Summers with earlier tonight. 2, it's academic.
ooh.
And Derek Simonetti rolls the shoulder at 2.9, and Jack Krueger is furious.
Well, I would bet right now that Derek Simonetti is not gonna give up that easy. I mean, you pissed him off, and now it's time for you to meet the
You
maker.
pissed him off in front of his mother, the widow, after saying what you said about her husband. Simonetti will not stay down for nothing.
Another one?
Going for another DDT, a stomp in the foot. And Simonetti with a DDT of his own. Simonetti has put many away with the DDT, and this could be it. If he pins him, it's over. 2.
Oh, boy.
Son of a bitch.
I knew that was gonna happen. There's just too many guys out there.
And Simonetti has had enough.
Eat some macaroni.
2 elbows and down go the cronies. Derek Simonetti gonna go finish off the, oh, what is this?
This can't be good.
Krueger picking him back up, back for the double arm DDT and down right on his head. And that's it.
Unbelievable. This is ridiculous.
Jack Krueger has defeated Derek Simonetti and is now the Elkmania tournament champion.
Look at this. Kids are leaving. They are so upset.
There are a lot of shocked faces in this audience right now that didn't think for a second that this would happen.
I mean, no one. I mean, you can hear the chorus of boos right now.
I don't care that this is Jack Krueger's first championship in the 5 years he's been doing this. I don't care. At what cost does it really mean that much to you to do what you did tonight?
Maybe he needed that to get over that hump, but that's using another man's dad as that hump.
There's a difference between getting an edge and being a complete scumbag. You got to imagine it's been 4 months since his father passed away. You got to imagine in that time they've been trying to heal, and this guy just comes along and rips the heart right out of both of them.
Look at him, he's lifeless out there.
For a piece of plastic and wood, he did this. It'll go down in the history books as he's the winner of the Elkmania tournament, but he's a big loser to everybody here.
I mean, they're ringing the bell. Nobody's out. Nobody's out there to help him.
His mother must be paralyzed sitting in the front row. And a headbutt right in the ribs. If they were just cracked ribs, they're broken now. These 3 men are sick.
Oh, Lord.
Targeting the rib cage. And hard. I don't know what these 3 men want. They won their match. They've taken insult to injury. What is next? What exactly is going on here? What are they proving?
Come on!
Atlee Green is helpless to stop this. Even if he were to get in there, it's still 3-on-1.
You feel helpless watching it. You almost feel like you don't want to commentate over it.
I'm having a hard time watching this. Jack Krueger. Referee Josh Name withheld in the ring with Derek Simonetti to check on his well-being. But Atlee Green is trying to get these 3 to leave. After all the damage they just committed. You're a sick bastard, Jack Krueger. Wait a minute. Derek Simonetti. Derek Simonetti somehow mustering the strength to get back to his feet. Atlee Green demanding that he not do anything, and with everything, look, he's limping. With everything he's got left, he's chasing Jack Krueger. I don't know what to make of what I just saw, but this is definitely not over.
I mean,
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
what the hell else could go on?
I guess that's the show for today.
Jack Krueger made an enemy, and here comes John Wilson and Joey Warner.
Hey, what are you doing? Check over.
A little late to the party, but they're following the trail.
Better late than never, I guess.
So we have some raffles coming up in a few minutes.
Atlee Green signifying the end of the show. They're going to do some raffles.
Show's over. I'm sorry. I know that's not the result we wanted, but Jack Krueger is your 2014 King of the Elks tournament winner.
And that's a damn shame. Jack Krueger still won this tournament and still won this trophy. Clearly one fan in the audience for Jack Krueger after all that.
She should be detained.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the staff here at Elkmania, I just want to say,
Oh boy.
I'm going to say thank you, but there's the Hatter, and there's Simonetti. Somehow Simonetti has the trophy. And the Hatter is all alone, dressed up and nowhere to go. And there's Jack Krueger. Jack Krueger being held off by Joey Warner and John Wilson. Jack Krueger screaming, "Don't you dare touch him," and a DDT for the Hatter.
Derek got something.
Krueger being held at bay. Brandon Bam trying to calm him down. And Derek Simonetti. No.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, Simonetti with the trophy!
Oh. Well, that won't be going up on the mantle.
If that's what you wanted, Krueger, if that's all you wanted was a trophy and recognition, how do you like them apples? Krueger hit Simonetti where it hurt, and for real. So Derek hit him back in kind, and we can tell you one thing right this second. This may be the end of Elkmania 2, but this is certainly not over.
Not by a long shot.